Hit it hard, every day on the move, trying to get it off. Hit it hard, they might think that I'm rude when they hear me talk. Hit it hard, hit them all with a droop, then I grit it off. Hit it hard, gotta stick and keep moving to get it off. Hit it hard, every player in the groove trying to get the ball. Hit it hard, I won't say, but this move got me real off. Hit it hard, I mean off the charts, know I'm the biggest boss. Hit it hard, gotta live it, stay true or you miss it all. Hey, facts over feelings, don't worry about how you feeling. No, we just keep it the realest. Know I'm a warrior, know I can tour with these people. Must teach them with lethal, with wisdom. Locking with Dcot to chop it and listen. We'll hop on the block, dropping knowledge, uplifting. Lately been popping it off, the topics they want. We're blocking and drop what they missing. I gotta stick to the mission. Roll tide over critics who listen. No time for a biased opinion. Most guys going live for a living. Those type just be trying to survive. Hard times got them starving and living. Game time always starving to give it. And most times it's on life. Post hype for the vibes. Numbers going up high. Views going up high. Looking down from the sky. Always gotta keep it fly. You know we gotta do it right. You know we gotta keep it right.
Good evening, everybody. This is your boy Dcot with a special Game Time Live on Sunday, May 31st, coming off the heels of San Antonio Spurs beating down the Oklahoma City Thunder. As I said in my press release, I got a special guest with me tonight. I'm going to bring him on in a second. Want to make sure everybody understand, he's the second highest Pacer fan next to me. He's not number one, but a lot of people may say he's number one. So I'm going to go ahead and say, welcome to the show, my friend, Mr. Pop John Halliburton. Welcome to the show, sir.
I can't hear you.
Oh, my gosh. Can you hear me? I can hear you. You can hear me?
I can.
Well, how's this now? Hold on a minute. We were just up for a second. How we looking now? I can hear you clearly. I didn't take anything off.
It's a hard time. I can't hear you.
Is it silent, or how we looking here? Apologize, everybody. I apologize. We're trying to get our sound together. Something must have happened in between here. I want to make sure we're good to go. So we're going to pause for a second, and we're going to come right back. Okay, John? We're going to come right back. Is this any better?
Okay, I hear you now.
Got it. Okay. I had to fix my simulator processing device, but now we're good now.
Okay.
So again, back to the intro. Welcome to my guy, John Halliburton, second highest Pacer fan. We've been talking about this for almost a year. We finally got connected to this thing, man. I appreciate you taking the time, spending some time with me today, talking about all type of things. We've hit on a lot of things, right? And our sons and a lot of other things. But what I want to do is this for the viewers and everything like that. I want to chronicle some things, right? Because people see you at Gamers Life, and I'm your personal photographer, and I'm not getting paid for it, by the way, not yet. But
okay.
I'll make sure everybody knows the man, the myth, the legend himself, and putting in the situation where we're going to talk about all things, including our sons, including our Pacers. As we see the pictures behind you there, someone's a little bit of a proud dad, I guess. I guess that could mean.
Hey, me and my sons.
Exactly. With an S on the end. So we're gonna just go ahead and jump on into it, right? So we had a miracle run last season with our lead guard making things happen. All the adversity of the players talking about overrated this, overrated that, and all this young man did, number 0, was exactly come to the table with guns ablazing, taking this franchise and putting it on his shoulders and making some wonderful things happen. But I want to hit on this and get it out the way. There was a little bit that happened at the end of the season last year with the Milwaukee series. Okay, during that series, there was a lot of woofing going on, and that's when it came out that our guy was the most overrated. As a father, I would have taken that personally.
I
Right?
did. Very
And,
personal.
and I want to make sure you give your opportunity to share, because there's a whole lot of misgivings about John and what happened on that court that fateful night for the Milwaukee Bucks. So I want to give you an opportunity to share what you want. It's not censored, and I'll edit out if need be. But I want to share your feelings, what you thought during the season, hearing those things about your son, knowing how much hard work he put in to be who he is.
Well, let's start off where you can understand if you watch the series for the last 3 years. By the way, when we sent him home, they was always yapping at him. And see, what really bothers me out of all the things is that he is a native of Wisconsin. He is their child. He's their backyard child. He was born and raised here. Okay. And you would think that the state of Wisconsin, Milwaukee represent the state of Wisconsin as the basketball team, that you would be glad to have someone come out of your state and making it in the NBA. So that should be something huge for all of us. And so, as there's a lot of griping in when we go there. They introduce him, they boo him, and that hurt. You know what I mean? I mean, I can understand you don't want the Pacers to win. I can understand that, this can be part of you. You rooting for your team, you rooting for the opponent, but Tyrese, why would you boo him? You know what I mean? There's no reason to boo him. I mean, hey, I can say, yay, I'm glad you made it. I'm a root for you. I don't want your team to win, but I want you to win because you come out of our state. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So to me, it would have been very simple. So all of that just led up to the situation that happened, when we sent Milwaukee home, by the way, again, okay, by Tyrese Halliburton. And so and what happened was that it was just in the moment. You know what I mean? I saw my son do something again, sent them home to quiet them down. Now you can't say anything because he did it again and you couldn't stop him.
Right.
So the next thing you know, man, I found myself, I'm on the court. That's just all to it. And you'll see me as I walk on the court and I turned around and guess who I saw?
Him.
He was standing right there. Now, to me, all his teammates had went to the locker room. Why is he still out there? He should have been gone. Okay? No doubt about it. But all right. He was standing there. I turned around, I seen him. I wasn't trying to disrespect him. I wasn't trying to be cocky, really, or anything. I just wanted to show him the flag that I had in my hand, that this is the guy that sent y'all home again. Okay? And so I got moved out. I went back on the sidelines. There were a lot of people, I don't know if they saw it. There was no confrontation between me and Giannis on the court. I got moved to the sideline. Giannis came over there where I was. Let's say that again. Giannis came over there where I was. Okay? Out of bounds, sideline. Stuck his hands out. We grabbed hands. His head, as you can see, came down to my forehead. And he said to me 3 things that I should never disrespect him 3 times. And I said to him, I wasn't trying to disrespect you and I love you and God bless you. And he said the same thing to me. So I really wasn't expecting for this to blow up the way it blew up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I really wasn't. But nevertheless, I'm just going to tell you, I didn't back down from it because, that's my child you're talking about. You know what I mean? You have been disrespecting my child for a long time, and I was just letting them know I'm not having it.
And I want to share this, right? And then we'll go to the next part. What I said in your defense is this is well before you and I had extended we had conversation before, but not like we've had. And I said, listen, I've got a young son who I felt was a basketball prodigy. And if someone saying things about him, I'm going to take it as my son's my baby boy, right? And what I said was, John is always on the court. People were acting as though, oh my gosh, he ran down on the court. He's always on the court. If you want to see John, look down. Don't look up, look down there. And one of the things I said was, what would you do as a father, right? some people probably be aggressive and do want to do bad things. But you took the high road, in my view, not just because you're a Pacer guy, but I saw it, and I explained this as well. We all would have took some kind of way about this. So I commend you on speaking to it briefly. And we didn't even get into Damian Lillard things about I'm going to beat your ass, what he said on TV and all those things, right?
Yeah,
when you
all of that. Yeah, we don't need to get into that. That's
so you with me. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next up.
Yeah, water up under the bridge. We don't need to. Yeah.
Fair enough. Next up, then we get those pesky Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
We've been told, oh man, matter of fact, I think if I remember right, that was your first game back, if I remember.
No, because I didn't go to the Cleveland series.
New York.
It was New York. And I was able to come and see New York. And my first game back was when we played them we were playing for the championship, when we beat them for the champ. That was my first game back in the stadium, in the college. Yeah. So, of course, I was in a sweep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, well taken care of. Well taken care of. Had my family surrounding me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And different people. So it wasn't bad at all.
Good. So let's jump to Cleveland then, because we know what we did to them. Let's talk New York City. Let's talk. Was it game 1 or game 2? Was game 1? Walk me through this, John, because I want to feel that way as a parent, but I never had the opportunity. Walk me through the start of the game. They beaten us all during the season, during the game. Just walk me through that second half.
Now, which one? Which one?
The choke sign.
Oh, listen. My son, he shocked me with that one. I wasn't expecting, but hey, that go to show you. Now you see, that go to show you the excitement that it was even for him. Okay, yeah. He took that personal. That was very personal. Okay, don't be fooled. I want people to be fooled. He took that very personal because, as you know, New York was beating them, and those fans, those offer fans that they have. Oh my God, so disrespectful. And I'll be honest with you, I personally can't stand them. And I ain't scared to tell you that again. Can't stand them. And I tell you, let me give you an example why I can't stand them. They had enough nerve to get a dog of my son and burn it out on the street. And then I'll show you just a little bit more how disrespectful they are. They had their own person, their own firefighter, mind you, that would save their life if they was dying. And they threw garbage on him. Come on, man.
That's the kid from the video, right? Was that the video when they were chasing him and everything?
Yeah. Come on, man. Why would you do something like that? You know what I mean? That's not a proud moment for New York. You know what I'm saying? So, like we were saying, they was beating us the whole game. The celebrity was sitting down there. They got a whole bunch of celebrity.
Right. And they was bought and paid for.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. They was down there. They was just enjoying it. They were eating their popcorn, drinking their beer. They were just smiling because they thought, yeah, we got in there just what we wanted to. So they thought.
Not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast. And then if you notice the television, the camera was putting it on the celebrity. There wasn't a smile in the seat.
Yeah.
They were sitting up in their seat. They was loosening their ties, their shirts, and everything else because they knew they was in trouble.
Yeah.
And then when it happened, boom!
Oh, baby.
Bye-bye. Yes, good sir. Deal, that was a great feeling. That was a great feeling.
One of the things I've been saying on our show, listen, there's only one team in the NBA that I hate, and that's the Knicks. Because of the last 20 years, the rivalry, the hatred, right? But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm a big fan of Mike Brown. I get
Mike Brown. Yeah,
I've said that, and you know what I'm talking about, right? And I've talked about the culture change that he's done in New York for this season, and we'll get on to this season. But I like the fact that what he does, they don't look anything like they looked last year. Not pounding the ball, not, the offense is geared toward 2 guys. Now it's geared toward 5 guys.
Yeah, right? Yes.
So,
he made a difference.
But we'll accept Mike Brown, right?
Yeah, he made a difference. And listen, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, those my boys. I love those. Those my fellows. It's not about them. You know what I mean? Even though they play for New York, but those still people that I love with all of my heart and all of my might. You know what I mean? Because those, hey, when you, man, those are great guys. I'm telling you, they father, their mother. Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? I got a chance to be with them, hang with them when we was over in the Philippines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I go to New York, I get a chance to see them and talk to them. Oh, the family. So it got nothing to do with them. It's just New York.
New York. Good.
It's just
My man.
the people that the fans. You know what I mean? The fans is just totally
Not
out
okay.
of control.
We just call
They're,
it
they're out
not
of control.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
now we go into the finals. You and
Okay.
I chatted it up.
Oh
We're
boy.
going to the finals.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're excited. We got all this. We got all this energy going. But all I hear is the Pacers don't have a chance. Oklahoma City plays defense. They're strong. They're this. They're that. And I'm gonna fast forward to Game 7 because that's what hurt my heart.
Ooh.
I know how I felt. I want to hear how you felt. What did you think going into Game 7, and then shortly after the game started, how how you felt seeing your son fall to the ground, knowing exactly how he felt and knowing exactly what's happening.
Well, going into Game 7, we knew we were going to win. I mean, I'm telling you, Indiana Pacers fan, our organization, we knew we was going to win that game. And you know what? OKC knew we was going to win that game. Okay? Because we came out blazing. Tyrese came out blazing. All right? There was no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And when Tyrese play like that, it's a wrap.
It's over.
Hey, there's a word that we use down south. We call you can kiss the baby because it's over. Okay? It's over. And they knew it was over. And they fans, I'm up there amongst their fans. They fans know that it was over. Okay? They was real quiet. They wasn't making all this noise. They wasn't like, they were just, it was just something about them. They were just
It
like,
didn't feel right that night, did they?
no, it didn't feel right for them at all. They were looking like, oh boy. It's kind of like San Antonio this year going to OKC and beating them.
Yeah.
They were showing the fans on television, and you can see that same feeling that
Yeah.
they didn't feel right. You know what I mean?
They weren't
Yeah,
comfortable.
no, they weren't comfortable at all, and they know they was in trouble. But I always say this right here. We don't challenge God. We don't ask God why. Because we're not bigger than Him. Um, it's going to be in His will, and if it's not His will, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay,
Right.
absolutely nothing. So when he went down, I knew that it was a wrap. You know what I mean? Because you can see it snap. You can see it come apart. You know what I mean? And of course, as I'm looking at it, I'm trying to like I was in shock at first. I'm looking down because you see the camera, it flashed on me, right? And I'm standing there looking down at him and then my heart inside is crying because you talk about my child is on the floor and he's
Yeah.
crying. So what parent, real parent,
Yeah.
that love their kid and you're gonna watch him cry? You know what I mean? I mean, I would do anything for my kid not to cry.
Yeah.
Okay, anything. Yeah. So anything that's not against God. Let's make sure we understand that. So when I seen him down there crying, I knew. So all I knew, I just had to get to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to run on the court then, but I was trying to tell myself, let the doctor handle it, let them bring him back. You know what I mean? So I kind of like pull myself back and say, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take a deep breath. I wanted to make sure I gathered my wife and my kids, because all of them was there. My grandkids, you know what I mean? Because I had to make sure that they was great, my grandbabies. So, we went in the back there where he was, and his heart was hurt because he wanted to bring that trophy home so bad that, as you know, he sacrificed himself
Yeah.
to try to get that trophy there, and it was like right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And let me tell you, this I want to throw at this, John, because this is a great point for it. So a lot of people have compared his injury with Damian Lillard and Kobe. A lot of them said, well, those two, they sat there, they were stoic and all of that. What I said to that is this. When Damian Lillard hurt his Achilles, he wasn't winning no championship. He
Nope.
wasn't in Game 7. When Kobe
Nope.
hurt his Achilles, he was at the end of his career and he knew he was
Yep.
done.
Yep.
That young man was hitting that wood because he said, this was my chance to bring this wonderful city something that they haven't had in a while.
A long time.
That was what I said. Why the crying, the tears, the pounding on the floor. This wasn't about, oh, it hurts so bad, Daddy, it hurts so bad. No, this was, this was our opportunity. And I don't want to let my team down and my city. And just know this. You let Tyrese know that Dcot said he ain't let nobody down. Because all it did is galvanize us into going to the next coming.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. And that's what I let him know. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, Indy got your back. They got your back. That's 150%. That's one thing you can't miss because they got your back. Okay. And so all you have to do is I told him to get healed, get better, get ready, and come out there and show. Let me make sure. Come out there and just show yourself that you are good. You know what I mean? I want to make sure he show himself that he's good. And by him showing himself that he's good, Indy can also see that we are back. We're coming back. You know what I mean? Listen, ain't nothing like Indiana fans. Nothing like nothing like, because as you know, we had a bad year this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fans was 100% there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we got the best fan base in the NBA. And I'm not just talking because I'm with the Pacers. My son plays for the Pacers. I'm talking because it was show and tell.
Yeah.
Show and tell. You can see it.
Yeah.
It was right there every game. Every game. Away games. Home games. Every game they was there.
And you know what? To that point, that's another good point. When we were at the games, and we were up there but not near security, and we you acting like you John Lennon of the Beatles, and everybody wants to take a picture, right?
Yeah.
Talk to my viewers and tell them how that makes you feel when you go up those stairs and talk to me. I've seen it many times. Talk to the people about how that makes you feel when you see those people, how they respond to you.
It made me feel blessed. And let me explain to you what I'm saying to make me feel blessed. Because, God give us the responsibility. He put us in a position, okay? And he's going to hold us accountable for that responsibility that he gave us, that he give us. So you got people be screaming my name, Papa Halliburton, can we take pictures? Well, sure you can. And I don't deny anybody, okay? I try my best to come together with everybody to take a photo because I want the people to know that on the behalf of my family, on the behalf of my son, we are very thankful and we appreciate you for the love that you give. And if we can get an opportunity, if I can get an opportunity to represent my family and my son, I am and I will. So it means a lot to me. My heart it's just joyful. You know what I mean? That the fan at Indiana knows that I'm not cocky.
Nope.
I'm not walking around saying we're better than you because we're all equal. You see? So I want them to know that, hey, we're touchable. They need to know we're touchable. I mean, I am, no doubt about it. You get what I mean? So I don't mind taking a picture, having a conversation with somebody, talking to kids for the fathers or the mothers who want to have some type of advice. You know what I mean? Like, they're asking me, how did I get Tyrese, to play, to get there? And I tell them it's very simple. I say, I can give you the solution. And the solution is so simple. And the solution is, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this? The solution is Tyrese. Tyrese got to want it. I can't make him have it. I can't push him. I pushed Tyrese when he was little. Let's go, son. Let's go. When Tyrese got old enough where he can carry that basketball and know how to beat it, now Tyrese time enough to switch it around and push me. Dad, I want to go to the park. Dad, I want to go to the gym. Dad, I want to play basketball. Dad, I want to play football. Dad, I want to do this. So that was his desire. And all I did was follow his desire.
There you go.
Very simple.
So
Very, very simple.
let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me you're not living vicariously through your only son? It's like what people think. Is that what you're not doing that, John?
Wait a minute. Time out. My only son, I got 4.
Wait,
You understand?
don't ruin it
I'll
yet.
tell you what. Let me back up here. Let me get over here. I want the world to see. You see that right
I
there?
love it. I love it.
I have 4 of them that I had to raise.
Flip
And
that.
every single one of them is doing outstanding and very respectful to
Man.
everybody. You see that
That-
right there? I'm blessed to have this. 4. It's not 1.
He won.
It's 4.
Okay.
It's 4.
I just want to make sure because
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And all 4 of them have my attention. All 4 of them.
You know, that's a blessing. And this is gonna be my last one on the current one that has where's the blue and gold. I want to hit the elephant in the room. This is another elephant in the room. Tyler Berger, out of shape. Oh my goodness. He's a power forward. Let me give you the floor.
Well, first of all, you really have to laugh at that, man. You cannot roll with that and take it serious. When they were talking about Halliburton, you know that somebody said something and somebody caught on to it and they looked at it, and you know, and they wanted to clown about it. But we can clown on one side, but let's go on the serious side of it.
Mhm.
That Tyrese caught the shingles, okay. And the shingles, if you ever had it, you'll know there's nothing to play with. Okay? Nothing whatsoever. Because I had it when we played OKC last year. And let me tell you something. I mean, I was able to cover it up and laugh and smile, but I was in pain. I was in serious pain. You know? So Tyrese, by them giving him meds to take this med, to take that meds, you know, because he had shingles and shingle was in his head and real close to his eyes, okay, which can be very dangerous. You know what I mean? And see, that's nothing to laugh about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he had to be very careful. And then once he realized that, you know, Casey, I'm a man I'm not a medical man. I'm not a medicine man either, okay? I don't believe in too much of medicine. I believe in God. You see what I'm saying? And I know God is able and willing to change a lot of things. So I don't take a lot of meds myself. You know what I mean? When I have to take meds, I got meds for my heart now, stuff like that. But you know what I mean? I'm not a madman. So Ty was trying to take the meds so he can get back in the gym, you know, and continue his progress so that next year come, he can be ready and we all can benefit from it. Okay. So that was really on his heart and his mind. He just wanted to get better, to get back in the gym, to please and make the Pacers fan enjoy again. You know what I'm saying? So, and then all of a sudden, as you know, the medicine kind of like blew up his face a little bit, you know? And it looked like he had got fat. It looked like he was like all puffy up. Well, he was swollen up. He wasn't fat. You know, he was swollen up. And you got people who want to clown. Okay, fine. But this is what I got to say about that. Look at him now.
Yeah. Like when you talked about that video I saw, I said,
Yeah.
well, he must have lost a lot of weight in about 2 days.
Look at him now. What a good looking man.
Yeah.
You know what he remind me of? Yeah. His mom.
Hey, you just way too humble for me, John. You just way too humble. Hey, you know, we've talked a lot about the Pacers, and you know, we know we feel about the Pacers.
Mhm.
But I want to talk about John Halliburton as well too. There's a lot of people here in the city of Indianapolis who aren't from Wisconsin, obviously, who don't know the John Halliburton. I'm blessed enough to have a coworker that when we were on a trip, we were in Tampa, says, yeah, you know, he's in Wisconsin, and he says, yeah, you know, I like the Pacers, I like Halliburton. I see his dad a lot of the AAU circuit. And so we started talking, and I got a little bit more about it. And then when I talked to you about it, you broke it down to me. I think about 2 hours later, we was on the phone. So I want you to talk to my listeners and tell them you're not just Tyrese's dad.
No.
I want them to know John and what you've been doing for the last 25 years in the state of Wisconsin, impacting those youth.
Well, not only am I Tyrese Halliburton dad, I'm the other kid's dad also that I come in contact with because listen, I'm a referee. For a lot of people don't realize I ref football, basketball, and volleyball. Okay, and I used to coach. So that's how Tyrese came along with me. When I was coaching, he always went with me and, always separated my court. And I gave him half a court by himself. And I took 5 of my girls and I taught them. And then after I got through teaching that 5, I sent them down there and they look at the tie and play with him. And I brought the other 5. But I've been doing this for a long time. I go on the circuit, you know what I mean? I taught the kids and let them know, hey, if you want this game, if you want to do something, we got to do it right. You know what I mean? That showboating and all that good stuff right there, it's no good. Because I know for a fact when I'm on the floor and I'm reffing, you can't do that. I mean, a lot of people probably listen to this broadcast and in Wisconsin, they'll tell you, yes, sir, Mr. Halliburton, don't play that because I tell them you're going to do it right. Act like you've been there. I said, this is not the NBA. You wait until you get to the entertainment circuit to do all that other stuff. You know what I mean? But we're not doing this, or, when you dunk on somebody, you standing over looking down at them, or, you staring them down after you make a shot. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. So I have the respect of people, because I give respect, you know what I mean? And I love it. I dedicate my time because I want, if somebody got a passion that they want to do, I want to make sure I do what I can to make sure that they can finish that passion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Period. And so for the last 25 years, I always have been coaching. You know what I mean? If I'm not coaching, I'm refereeing. And when I'm refereeing, I'm coaching. Okay. It's the same thing because I don't mind having I stop a game and let a kid know exactly how he need to do and what he need to do and what he need to do to make it better for himself. You know what I mean? Because, I just got through reffing just today. You know what I mean? And all day yesterday and just today. And, you ran upon, I want to feel like I impact a lot of the kids because after every game, just about, they want to take a picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, can we take a picture with you? Can we take a picture? Well, sure you can. Come on. And we take a picture. You know what I mean? Because, and they go, wow, that I will actually stop and take a picture with them. They go, wow, that I will actually walk up to them and say, how you doing? They go, wow, that I will shake their hand. They go, wow, that I give them a hug. Because listen, I am just a human being, just like they are.
Yes, sir.
God gave me a special gift. He gave me a special son, to go in the NBA, that one. I'm talking about the son that's in the NBA. And people look up to that and they see me as the father that put, that's belongs to that kid in the NBA. And they think, oh my God, that is the coolest thing, in the world. That is just so beautiful that we're able to walk up to his dad and his dad is not stuck up. His dad don't say, hey, don't bother me. His dad don't turn his back on him. His dad don't look at him like, hey, don't get too close to me. Yeah, I let them know. It's all good.
And I've got a question that I've got one of the viewers. She says, Pop, question for you. Do you feel that the referees in that circuit don't get paid enough? And is that why many don't do it as much because of the parents? Or what are your thoughts on the parent pay versus situation when you're talking about, high level AAU?
Well, the pay always can be something, but let's don't go there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to worry about the pay because, hey, you have to, it's okay to be paid, but the number one point, you have to do it because of the love of the game. Okay. Yeah. And if you don't do it because of the love of the game, you want to do it for money, then you're not going to give the kids what they need, period. I don't care how you say it, how you want to put it, period. Now, most referees walk away, and I know this for a fact. This is not something I heard. I've seen it. I've been involved with it. I know for a fact. Most refs walk away because of the parents. You got most parents think their kids are superstars. They think their kid already made it in the NBA, and the kid is just learning how to put on his pants.
Wow.
Okay, he don't even know how to tie his tennis shoes right yet. Okay, but these parents think that their kid is already there, and then sometimes I have to stop the game and I let the parents know, and they sit there talking, screaming, hollering, ah, rah, rah, like, and I look at him and say, listen, here's two things we're not going to do. I said, two things we're not going to do. We're not going to scream, and we're not going to be disrespectful. Because if you do, there's the door. I don't mind kicking you out.
Good deal.
Now, if you're not going to come and represent your kid and root for your kid, and you get disrespectful, there's an opening in the door right behind you, on the side of you, in the front of you, and you can go through it. And I won't see you anymore. You know what I mean? Because parents, we get these young referees and they come on the court, man. Parents scare them so bad. You know what I mean? You can look at them, they frightened because they just kids. Okay? They just kids trying to learn how to become better as ref, to represent, because you can't play the game without a ref.
You're right. Exactly.
When do people going to realize that? You cannot play the game unless you have referees on the floor. Period.
So with that said, right? I've seen it. I saw my boy playing AU. One of the things I did when he was playing, I shut up. I made a point. I told him, I said, don't look at me. You follow your coach. I said, if I'm coaching you, then you look at me. I said, but I'm going to turn my back, and my wife will get pissed off at me, right? Why don't you say something to him? Y'all didn't work on that in the backyard. No. I'm not his coach right now. And I know that's a disrespectful level when you're out there talking to your son, your child, and you're not his or her coach. So you got any stories for me in that area? Something that you don't have to drop names or anything. Anything that relatable with that?
Well, you see that all the time. To be honest with you see it all the time. And like you say, I'm not breaking the name, but you see parents always standing up saying, you need to do this. You're not doing this. And the coach is trying to set up a play. And then you got parents sitting up in the stand too close, by the way, too close to the bench, hollering about, shoot, pass the ball over here, shoot, dribble. And the coach is trying to tell them to do something different. And you stand up there and you're looking at that, you're going, no. I used to, when I was coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a couple parents, that decided that they were going to be the coach. Where I'm coaching my girls and I'm trying to tell them to set up a play, and the parents tell them to shoot. And I stop and I tell them to look at them and go, no, that is not what I told her to do. That is not what we want to do. And you, please, if you don't mind, let me be the coach, because you had the opportunity to coach them and you decided not to take the job.
Yeah.
Now that I did, I'm coaching them, and you're going to let me. And it's so wonderful, because let me tell you what you have beside them, a mom. And you know what the mom do? She hits them. Pip! Shut up.
You know what hit me once, right? We're in a game, and one of my players, his uncle calls him over, and he run, because he was on the bench. He gets up and goes listen to his uncle. I stopped the game. I said, tell you what, if he ain't over here in 2 seconds, he won't play the rest of this game. I said, but we practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I said, if you want to help out, because I didn't have any assistants. I said, if you want to help out, come on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Guess what I didn't see? And I shut it all down. After that, he didn't go to any games. We had a good season, and to this day, me and his dad are still good, good friends. And I see him every now and then at the Pacer games. He's about 6'2" now, and he said, "What's up, coach?" I'm like, hey, "What's up?" Good stuff.
That's all it is. You went right. You went right to the source. You gave a matter of fact and inner story. Okay, inner story. If your kid come up and see with you, and I'm trying to coach him, take him with you.
Yeah,
take him with you. He's good for the day, coach. Hey, father, he's good for the day. Take him with you. I don't need it.
I don't want to ruin your day. Go ahead. Y'all probably got some family stuff to do. Y'all go ahead.
That's right. Go ahead. I'm good. I got some players who want to listen to me. I'm good. Now you take him with. No. Are you sure? No, because see, I don't want. I don't want to interfere with your plans for the day. Now, are you sure? Oh, okay. So since you're gonna give him to me to coach, so let me coach him. And I'm
Absolutely.
not trying to be disrespectful to you. I'm just letting you say, let me coach him. Like you said, if you want to help, the days that I gave you that you can come to practice, you're welcome. But but there's another thing that I don't really like, and I let it be known. I don't like parents coaching their sons.
That's
You
tough.
know what I mean?
Oh, that,
I really don't care too much about that at a certain level. You know what I mean? I mean, when you got them little, that's one thing. Okay, because what you're doing, you just teaching them. You
you're
are
trying to
helping.
develop.
Yeah, you teaching them. But when they get to the point where they understand and they know what they're doing, I think as a father, as a whatever parent, you need to move out the way and let somebody else have them.
Mm,
Okay, because see, what's going to happen is when they get to that different level, I'm going to remove them from you anyway, and they're going to go to advanced level that I'm giving to a coach. And if that coach shows me that I can intimidate him, then he's not any good for my child.
right.
Okay, I need that coach to be strong because, you know, you got to have a strong mind to do this. All right, you got to because when I used to have my meeting with the parents, and not only that, I get this from Tyree's high school coach. His name Coach Shady. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure if you look at the document, the documentation where Ty was speaking.
What we talk?
Me, the whole family. Yeah, you'll see him here mention Coach Shady in it somewhere. Okay, because see, Coach Shady was just like this. He's an excellent coach. Okay, second to none. Just had nothing but the best team. Whew. But he could not get that state championship.
Mm,
But he can get everything else. But for some reason, we fall over in the state championship. But this is when he had his parents' meeting, this is what he said, and I loved it. You hear me? I loved it. He said to us, parents, I want to let you know I am approachable right now. You got something to say? Say it. You got something to tell me? Tell me. You got anything? Because when the season starts, I don't want you talking to me.
right.
You cannot talk to me during the season. And if you don't understand that, I don't care if your son is Tyrese Halliburton, you can take him, and we got a school rival across the bridge
Uh,
that we don't mess with. You understand? We don't mess with that school. But he told us you could take your kid to that school.
there you go. That
And,
that
and,
makes
and he was and he was serious. He was serious. And let me tell you something. The parents, we didn't mess with that school. So guess what we did? We got out of the way.
zipped it up, right? So I'm going to ask you this. We've talked a lot about things about in this current NBA removing the best number zero in the league. Give me your top five players at the position, and I'm talking traditional. This isn't this positionless crap that they're doing now. Who's your lead guard? Who's your two? Who's your three? Who's your four? Who's your five? No particular order, and we're not including any of our boys because we know our boys are our favorites.
Right, right. So we're gonna we're gonna take him out. So of course, my big man is gonna be with me. I gotta go with him. Let me tell you something.
That's a stretch, John.
You
That's
know,
a stretch.
yeah, listen, people, I'm I'm different when it comes down to this, okay? Because people see what they see now, okay? But I see what's real. And I think people are really like freaking out because women can shoot a three, he can dribble, he can listen, man. He's six. I mean, he's 7'6", 7'3". Okay, the things he do, he should do. I'm not telling you catching the ball, dunking it. He should do that. That ain't nothing special. If you 7'3", my lord, just throw it up there and somebody just bat it down the thing. Now, what separate him, that make him special, if you want to put a little bit of specialness onto it, because in my words, is that he should be doing this. But if you want to add something special, is that he can shoot the three.
Mhm.
Now, let's don't get carried away with that either, okay? Because he's not shooting threes all the time. That's not his game. But he'll throw one up there here and there, it goes in. Okay. So if you want to holler about he could shoot the three real well, okay. All right. Go with it. Um, dribbling the basketball. First of all, if you watch when he dribbling the basketball, there's nobody guarding him when he coming down the court.
Not at all.
Okay, nobody guarding him. So anybody can dribble the basketball down the court. Nobody guarding you, because if you got point guards, real quick point guard, a 7'3" man is not going to be dribbling the basketball around him, because he gonna take it. Okay, he gonna take it, because I always tell people the ball got a long ways to come up,
Yeah,
and a long ways to go down. Okay, because this man is 7'3", so his hand it got to come up and it got to go down. All right, and see, me as a ball player, when I played against tall guys, I watched their dribble. I watched how they pat, and so I knew that when the ball came up, they had control of it. But once it went down toward the floor, they have no control of it. So it was wide open. It was an easy steal. You watch that dribble. That ball go down. You don't have no control of that ball. That ball is out of your hands. The only time you have control of it was in your hands. So, of course, so I see that. So I'm gonna give him that. So the big man is my big man. All right.
okay.
So my number 4 man, we're gonna stay away from our people, and we're gonna look around now. I'm struggling with this.
I know I did.
I'm struggling with this because I'm looking at our people.
Right.
Okay. And
I did it to you.
and I uh, I
Four.
I don't.
We'll come back to it. Well, just give me your guys there. Just give me.
Okay, so you want my guy? So my guy. So I'm gonna go with him because I'm gonna pull him in because we got a big man and our center we just got. He haven't proved us yet. We haven't seen his full potential when he got a Tyrese Halliburton on the floor. Okay, that's no doubt gonna make him better. Okay, so we're gonna hold off on him. So I'm gonna go with. So, and then I'm going with Pascal. I gotta have him. Yeah, I gotta put him on it. You know what I mean? And listen, you'll be a fool not to pick Neesmith. Man, let me tell you something. Hey, that boy is the real deal. You can say what you want to say. That boy is the real deal. And if you think that I'm not in love with Nimha, you got to be kidding me.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Hey. That boy show up. Okay? He shows up.
Yes.
You seen those 3 that he hit against New York, right?
Yes, sir.
I want everybody to know, Tyrese put that last one in, but he's the one that brought us back in that championship game. Okay?
Yeah.
He didn't hit 1 3. He didn't hit 2 3s. He hit 4 of them, I do believe, 3 or 4 of them.
3 or 4. I was gonna say 3, but maybe 4.
Yeah.
He was hot, man.
Hey, him alone put us back. And once that happened, it was a wrap. New York.
Put the cherry on top. Put the cherry on top, right?
Done.
And
So now I done gave you, because I'm looking in the league. I'm really thinking in my league, who would I run with? And I'm telling you, I'm going to run and die. I'm going to live and die with what we have.
Okay.
Of course, you know who my point guard is. I can't leave him out. I wish I could turn my back and say, yeah, we'll go over here. But I can close my eyes and let me see, can I see another one? No, I can't see another one. And that's number 0. And his name is Tyrese Halliburton.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you a couple questions about a couple of players that I'm high on. And again, I don't know any of these guys, but I'm a big fan of Jaylen Brown. He's got a lot of smarts. He said a lot of things of late that are controversial. Him and Stephen A are going at it and all that like that. But on the court, this guy is not only a two-way player. He could have been an employee at NASA. He's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that he ever gets the respect and love. And remember, this season, he flirted for the first half of the season with 50, 40, 90.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that? Why does he not get the love that his teammate Jason Tatum does, who lives by the 3, who's not the two-way player that Jaylen Brown is?
Because this is the way our world rocks. Everybody wants to listen. You see this for yourself. How many kids you see when they're on the floor shooting the three? A lot of them. How many kids you see on the floor drive for layups? Not many. Okay, so this is what our world want to see. You know what I mean? But if you know basketball is at the hoop. It's at that rim, the front of that rim. Okay, it ain't 30, 40 feet back. It's at that rim. And I think that man deserved lots of respect. You know what I mean? Because he proven himself.
Yeah.
He had proven himself to be an all-around player. And for people to talk, like, oh my God, I'm not gonna call no names. Yes, I will. Stephen A. Smith, for him to run his mouth about if his mouth's come out of any kind of way of disrespecting this man, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? Because the man made a comment and say he had the best year of his life this year. You really got to understand what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
This is something personal to him. Can he not have a personal feeling? Can he not feel personal within himself? He have a right to feel personal within himself. Okay? He didn't say this was the best year that I had with my team, doing my team. He didn't say that. And if he did, show it to me. Because he didn't put that. He said it was the best year that he had, which he have a right to say that. He have a right. Just because they lost, they lost. That'd be like Tyrese saying, we got knocked out the playoff, but let me tell you something. This is the best year that I had. Well, just because he got knocked out the playoff doesn't mean this is not the best year you have, because he could have made a lot of people better. You see what I'm saying?
We know he did.
Yes, he could have. It could have been an individual, personal thing that he wanted to get ready, made for the team that he was comfortable with. You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things go with that. People just got too much to say, and they not. Yeah.
And to that point, right? We talk about these guys, and a lot of guys talk about how they feel. In today's world, John, I've talked about mental health and your emotions as a man in this world. We're not allowed to say I'm not doing okay. You gotta toughen up, pull your pants up, and just deal with it. Maybe that man has some personal things in his life that turned around. Now, mind you, remember they were projected to be a 5 or 6 seed, right?
Yes.
Without Tatum.
Right.
They were hovering that 2-3 spot all year long.
All year long.
What if this is the case? What if he has something happen in his life, a relationship, a situation with a parent or a sibling that just turned around? And we've all been there, John. We had a situation where we weren't getting along with a person, maybe not family, and then we had a talk, and then all of us, that was me with my dad back in '89 when I left West Germany. Man, it changed everything. Maybe he had that along with his best individual season, carried a team to a 2-3 seed all year long when he was told it wouldn't happen. Everything that they said he couldn't do, individually or collectively as a team, he was able to accomplish. Maybe this was his best year, period. And he didn't have to go into details telling, well, here's what happened. Me and my sister wasn't getting along. And then this.
Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. You're right. You're absolutely right. We don't know, but yet and still, you got a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. But here's the good part about this, though. There's a lot of people also looking out for him.
Yeah.
Taking up for him.
Yeah.
Letting the world know, back up.
Yeah.
Back off.
And you appreciate it, right? So, and I love that, and we talk this stuff all the time anyway. But next month, tomorrow is June. We know what the month of June is. That's right. It's Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's draft day. We got a lot going on, and also, and I want to say it's one of the monikers of mental health for next month for African Americans as well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna connect again. We're gonna have a lot of conversation anyway. But I want to hit on some of those things because I assure you, and I know it without knowing it, I know there were pitfalls in raising a prodigy. I know there's pitfalls in having a light-skinned young man to go to Iowa State, a guy that's not walking around with baggy jeans and French braids, right? I know there's a lot of that. So, this is going to be like a 10-part series we're going to have.
Okay.
But I want to talk about that because a lot of things what people don't understand, and with that situation last season, you hear it all yourself as well. You hear all those things, and you got to stand tall. You got to stand tall and say, I'm going to take the high road because the view is much better there.
Right? It is. It's very much so.
And with that said, I want to make sure everybody understands John Halliburton is always on the floor, y'all. Ain't a game alive that when the game's over, when my guy Tony, who connected us,
yeah.
When John is on the floor, Tony's there. You don't have to worry. John is in good hands, and he ain't bothering anybody.
Nobody.
That he's on the floor. He shouldn't be. He should be, because he is a product of this Indiana Pacers team.
You better believe it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I don't run out there to be wow. You know what I'm saying? I don't run out there to be wow. I don't run up and down the floor. I might step on the floor as I'm walking, going to a different spot. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of people coming. You know what I mean? And the floor is an easy way around, where you can get in and out. And if I stand on the floor, I adapt. Some of the opponents that I know personal, you know what I mean? That they know me. They know Tyrese. They know him as dad. They ask about me. They want to talk to me. They want to see me. Watch the game. They'll come over to where I am. They'll give me a hug, a high five. You know what I mean? Because I give them that respect, and they give me that respect also back. You know what I mean? So me being on the floor is not, it wasn't the biggest issue that a lot of people tried to make it. Okay? And it wasn't about the floor anyway. You hear some of the people speaking on the talk shows, John Halliburton on the floor, blah, 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 blah. If it was me, came up to me, I'll whoop him, I'll do this and do that. Man, I don't have time for that.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't have time for that at all.
And I love it. And I want to end, because we talked about fathers, I've got 3 sons, you've got 4. We talked about this fatherhood, and we take it real serious. I know I take mine too, and I know you do. I want you to share a little bit with my listeners about the fatherhood club that you and your guys got, because a lot of people, they see John. Yeah. Talk about some of your guys behind the scenes, and you may not want to have to share all the stories that you shared with me, but talk about Obi's dad. Talk about Aaron's dad. Those type of guys.
Hey, listen, those guys are second to none. Jared Walker, dad. Let me tell you something. We also had Isaiah Jackson dad. He's still part of us, even though he's out in LA now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But whenever we're doing something, I make sure I want him to be part of it, and I give him a call and make sure I can get him to also be amongst the group. So what we're doing in Indy is that we get the opportunity to, we have a good friend, you probably know him, Ken Beverly.
I know that name, yeah.
Yeah, Ken Beverly. So, he's a good man. And what he does is that, he is a director, I do believe, for helping the poor, helping kids, helping housing, all kind of stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. So what he asked me, and what we did for him, is that he asked some of the fathers to speak. So we are doing the speak engagement where we can get opportunity to go to different places and speak on behalf of being not necessarily our, we don't necessarily talk about our kid, you know what I mean? Right. Because that's not what this is all about. We want to talk about being a father, you know what I mean? What it takes to raise a kid. You see, when we're talking to father, when we're talking to parents, you know what I mean? We let them know that we don't have to be rough. We don't have to be like mind control. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We can be love and direct. Because that's what we all about. Fathers is all about love and direct. Mom is about nourishment. Okay? Hugging and kissing. That's all good. Right. But when it comes down to father, we're about direct.
Right.
and love. You know, so Jared Walker, Neef Smith, Opie Papa Dad, which, oh my God, these guys are somebody
You
like,
always light
oh,
up when you mention him, man. Every time.
yeah, man. Yeah, man, because see, he's different. And when I say different is that he don't want the limelight. He don't, if he can stay up under the, me, I'm out in the front.
Concourse. You
I
want
ain't
to
running. I'm right there. I ain't running. Okay. I'm the man. I'm there. But I'm always snatching him or other one to be with me. You know what I mean? I'm like, they said, can I take a picture? I said, you sure can, but here's so-and-so father, and you go take a picture of all of us together. So I grab them, and they be trying to run. I'm like, stay right here. And they
like, get
take
on
the
back.
pictures with me. Yeah. And I'd be like, yeah. And then I asked them, I said, well, did you know who this is? They go, no. I'm like, what? I'm like, you know who I am? Yeah, you Tyrese Halliburton dad. I'm like, and this is Opie Toppy dad here. And they go, what? Oh my God. I'm like, yeah, or this is Jared Walker dad here. They go, you know what I mean? Or this is Neef Smith dad. So or this is with Isaiah Jackson there here.
I love
I put them out there so people can get to know not only me, you see the product on the floor. Now let's see what caused the product to get on the floor.
it. Yeah.
What walked with the product? What raised the product?
Yeah.
Why does the product is the way they are? You see these fathers here? I want you to get to know them because these fathers are the ones that put that product on the floor and you think their product is great. Take a moment to get to know their dad.
Wow.
You go, wow.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And
I
I'm
do.
gonna say this
I
right.
do.
This is personal. You and I talked about, but I want to share it, right? So my youngest son is in the military in Fort Carson, Colorado. That's Tornado, the one you met. And it's so funny when you shared the story with me. So I was talking to twins at the security, and he pulled you to the side and shared with the viewers what Darren the Tornado said to you when I was away in your ear when we were talking.
Are you talking about when he said I'm just like you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I love that. And he
Yeah.
said, you're just like my dad. You're my dad. Are y'all sure y'all not brothers?
He said
Yeah.
that's why you talked about it so much. I said, yeah.
Are you sure y'all not brothers? Because you're just like my dad. I'm like, because that's a real man.
Yeah.
I said, and you understand that, son. You feel that. You know that. You know what I mean? He is dad. And he will show you love, but he'll also let you know he's dad.
Absolutely. 100%.
That is very important.
And that's important, right? And not talked about this. And as we go on these continuation, we're going to talk about this fatherhood thing. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to
Yes.
talk about things that are important. Hey, listen, I know that Tyrese is the coup de grace at Gamers Life Fieldhouse, but
Yes.
it's so much more that we can do for our community. And you and I are going to talk about some other things I'm looking to do for suicide prevention. And we'll
Okay.
talk about off air. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to be an opportunity to let people get to the peel the layers back and see John Halliburton, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Not just the guy that's smiling, taking pictures with everybody. It's
No.
so much more to you. And I was telling Tony, he said, "Yeah, D, I told you." I said, "Man, it's so much more to him, and that's why I appreciate you being on with me.
Yeah. Hey, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Marvelous, man.
My pleasure.
And I got to give you this. Got to give you the applause, man. Because it matters, right? All this stuff matters. We're as we continue to grow to what we're doing. We've got sponsors. Matter of fact, our sponsor is Matt Gaddis from State Farm Insurance. Wonderful human being. I've known Matt for 30 years. Wired to the Nines is our second sponsor, and Big Z Sports Grill is our third sponsor. We've got a lot of people backing us up, supporting us. And one of the things I've got a responsibility for, and I take it real serious, doing something within our community. We're gonna continue to do things and tying in and not just sitting behind the camera talking sports and giving an applause.
Let's get out there, man. Let's get out there. I'm willing. Let's get out there. I want the people to come. I want the people to come personally and meet me. And if you need other fathers, I get other fathers. We'll come out there. People got questions. We all for it. Hey, they can be on your show right here on the phone. And if they got questions, they can either tell you or ask me personally, and I'll be glad to answer whatever they
And
want.
you know damn well I'm already in for next season. So we in
Yeah,
the same spot right above the tunnel. So don't
yeah,
worry. We gonna be in the house.
I'm
But
here.
John, I want to tell you, man, thank you again. We this has been a masterful piece of communication,
Yeah,
not just one subject. We hit a lot of things. I owe a lot to you. I appreciate your time, spending time with me, man. Here, oh, you froze up, I think, but that's okay. We're at the end now, anyway.
okay.
Just know that anything that you need from the Game Time Network that we can do in supporting that homelessness deal, veterans homeless, suicide prevention, we're going to tie in. We're going to make a difference, man. We're not going to sit back on the sideline watching people do things. We're
Yeah,
going to be in
man.
the game.
That'll be great. That
So
really
good.
will be great.
Good
That's
deal.
real. This is a real thing we're talking about here because
Absolutely. Absolutely.
people, they don't need words, they need action.
Absolutely. So that's where it's at. So look, fans, we appreciate you all tuning in this late Sunday show and everything. My man John Halliburton, not his last time on with me, hanging out with your boy Dcot. Appreciate
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
You all be safe. Take care of yourselves, and God bless everyone.